cats and kittens, how is everybody today? I am having an interesting day as always. It's a nice day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? So, I am very interested in why these things are happening. We have a battery system that doesn't make sense. You've got your A batteries, you've got your C batteries, you've got your D batteries, okay? Now what did I skip over? I skipped over B. I don't see any B batteries. Inquiring minds would like to know. And what about the ATM system with the drive-through? Did you notice that there's... And I'm not making fun of the blind people. I'm freaking handicapped, for God's sakes. Anyway, that they have the braille on the keys. And you know how people drive by, drive into the ATM, and they have the other person on the passenger side, and what they'll do is they'll reach over the driver's side, and they'll put in their numbers and their card and everything, and then they'll get their card and their phone and everything, and not their phone, but their money and everything out, and then they'll put it in with them, and then they'll, the person will drive off. And it's like, I've never done that. See, I do the sensible thing. I would get out of my car, and I have done this. I get out of my car, well, the person's car that's driving me, and I walk around to the front, and I do the ATM thing. This is sensible to me. Reaching over somebody to get something isn't sensible. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Put it in the comments of what you think. But I think it's sensible. You're not disturbing them, and you're not making them feel uncomfortable. You're not making the police think that there's something going on more than there is. Because you know how cops are. They see something going on, they're like, what's going on over there? You're down on that guy's lap. License and registration, please. And honestly, officer, I'm not doing anything. We're just getting the ATM. We're at a bank. Hello? But that's not what everybody does. So, people are sneaky. Sneaky. They do sneaky things. And that's why people, the police are always, checking things out, because they're pretty sure that they're doing something sneaky as well. Because of what people do, other people get in trouble or are embarrassed by something that the cops may think is going on. So it is very, very scary when a cop comes around, because you never know what's going to happen to you. Literally, I had a situation of my own where I got in a car accident, and I had a concussion right here, and I had hit an island. I parked my car over by an old factory that was completely, empty. And I was thinking, I put my hands like this, and I was thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's not my car, and it was going to be my car. It was a beautiful black Cadillac SRX, top heavy, family car. Very, very nice looking, very beautiful, couldn't believe he was going to give it to me, but he was. And I got back in the car and I figured, well, my house isn't that far. I'll just drive it up to the house, leave it there, and then call the guy and tell him what happened and see what he's going to do from there. So I started driving, and about 5 or 6 cars of smoke down from my car was happening. And as the smoke was going down from the cars, I had this vigilante, these people that think they're, here I come to save the day, Mighty Mouse sort of thing. And he goes and tells me that my car might be catching on fire soon because there's sparks coming from the gas tank. So I just go ahead and pull off to the side, and this is a true story, by the way. I pull off to a gas station. Oh, that's a great idea. Having your car sparks out and then you go right there to the gas station. It's a great place to go. And so I set the car down. Well, like I was driving, as if I was holding it. I didn't set the car down. I, drove in. And I went to the station, the small stations they usually have where you get your food, drinks, whatever. And I went in the back. I splashed water on my face and I started thinking, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I came out and I went to the grocery store next door and I started wandering around. I don't even remember how I walked in the store in the first place, to be honest. But I was just walking around like that in a daze. I don't know how long I was in the store because I picked up a bag of chips. I don't remember what they were, but I remember it was white wine that I picked up with it, and which I would always get red wine. I don't know why I got white. That goes to show you it was in taste. Couldn't even get the right wine. And so I came out, and somebody said, "There she is!" And I was like, "What?" And the officer came up to me and says, "Ma'am, is this your car?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "My keys are in my pocket and not in the ignition." And I was holding on to the bottle. He took the bottle from me, put it in his squad car. And he took the chips and put it in my car. And I was like, what? He gets to have the party and I don't? What the? Yet. But he grabbed me and, well, not grabbed me, but he took me by the arm and he said, "Okay, can you walk this line for me?" You know how they say, walk this way, talk this way. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so I started walking and I had a hard time. The previous moment that I was in my work, I had put eyeliner on, and it was from a friend. So she cleaned it off and she gave it to me to put on because she was gonna throw it away because it was bad eyeliner, she thought, and she was right because I was trying to pick it out of my eyes, and they all turned bloodshot red, both of them. So I had looked like I was drunk, but I wasn't drunk. And there was a little bit of gravel, so I kind of like fell a little. And so I went to sit in front of the squad car, and they were talking, and I got on the phone with my friend at the time, and I told him, I said, "Well, I had an accident. The axle is underneath of the car. The rest of the wheels are okay, but the axle's underneath." And what do you want to do? They're getting ready to take the car to the police impound. And he goes, "The police impound? No. Tell him to take it somewhere else." He said, "The police impound will be $1,000 by the time I get there." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I told them that, and they said, "Well, there's nothing we can do." And so he did something and he fixed it. Anyway, I asked the officer, the nice officer, I'll tell you why it's nice in a minute, what was going on, and he said, just a second. And I said, wait a minute. I said, you guys gonna put me in jail, aren't you? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, oh God, oh my God. And I just thought to myself, I've never been in jail before. I've never been in jail. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. I've never been in jail before. And I kept saying that to myself, and my anxiety level just got worse and worse. And I was just kind of freaking out. And then I started to calm down a little bit until they put me in the squad car. And then crocodile tears just fell out of my eyes like crazy. And I was just like, oh no, God, I can't believe it. I'm a good girl. I'm a good girl. And the officer, he was smiling in the mirror, and he said, are you okay? And I said, I'm a good girl. I'm not supposed to be like ever going to jail in my entire life. You know, I'm one of the good girls. I would never do anything wrong that would, permit jail time. And he's like, oh, we're just going to take you and just check you out, make sure you're okay and everything. And I believed him. Then we went to a place that was surrounded by police officers, surrounded with squad cars. And there was this one guy that they were going to take me and put me into the car. And they opened up the car, and I have this thing where if I get into a car, if I get like near someone, I can feel the vibes from that person, whether they're good or bad. They were bad. They were very bad. And I saw his eyes, and that made it worse. And so I decided, I don't want to go in there. And they said, this guy, he's right next to me, the police officer, very much taller than me, and saying, you're going to have to go in there, because if you don't, I'll make you. And he started taking out his billy club. He was going to hit me with it. He was going to hit me with it, because this is in Las Vegas, by the way, people. And Las Vegas is very much like, the place that things happen all the time that are just radically weird. And so I guess they thought I fall in that category. So yeah, I am an unusual person, and I am very funny sometimes, and I'm very silly and do a bit of crazy things, and I'm a bit tricky and just a very all-around person that you just probably would love to be friends with, because I try to make people's lives more fun, but this was the night of terror for me. And so he was getting ready to hit me with the billy club, and I was ready for him. I said, go ahead. I literally said that. And I'm usually pretty brave about things, but officers, they kind of freak me out. But I literally said, go ahead. And the nice officer, the one that drove me there, he's the one that said, okay, you know what? She can come in the car with me. I'm going down to the station anyway, so I'll take her there. And the guy says, no, it's all right. I got this. He said, no, I got it. Don't worry. And he put me in the car. They were both talking out there. I don't even know what about, because the window was closed. And he started talking to me real nice, asking me questions, did I have a family, did I have this and that. And I actually was just really doesn't remember a thing he said. I think, I had a bad concussion, but I didn't even think to tell the officer that I had a bad concussion, because I didn't know. I had a bad concussion. And this is why I think I had a bad concussion. Because when they took me to when they took me and got me processed and everything, you know, the pictures and the fingerprints and all that stuff, they sat me down in front of this guy, about a couple seats away from him, and I had handcuffs on. And this guy didn't have handcuffs on, and he was walking back and forth talking to himself, and I was kind of freaking out. So I got behind the chair, and one of the girls, she saw me, the officers saw me, and she was like, can you sit in your chair properly, or do I have to make you? You know, they were very, oh my gosh, the officers are, wow. Don't mess with the officers in Las Vegas, guys. If you ever go to Las Vegas and you get locked up, do what they say, because they'll be kind to you as long as you're as good as gold to them. And I mean crystal clear gold. Just be awesome. Anyway, here's the thing. After they did blood work on me, they put me in a room and we were waiting. And this girl, and this talking to this other girl, she goes, girl, man, I don't even know what you're talking about, because I have been in, what did she say? She says, I have been locked up in this jail plenty of times, and this is, I think it's my third or fourth time. And I was like, what, why are they bragging about being in jail? It's not a good thing. Wow. So, I was very embarrassed to be there. Very embarrassed. And finally they put me in a jail room. And it's not like they see on TV with the bars and everything. It was just a little small a window with metal through it. I guess if you broke the window, then you have to get through the metal too. And there were probably about 12 or 15 girls, maybe 12. And there was this one girl that was sitting on the floor, and she was like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. And then the other girls were like, oh, don't worry about her. She's been saying that for an hour. So I'm a dancer, so I just started doing some dance moves in front of them. And just, you know, trying to make light of the whole deal and being an entertainer and everything. And the girls just loved me. They were very upset when I had to go. But they gave us a tray with one piece of bread. Now, when they say they give you just a piece of bread and a little bit of meat and or whatever like that, they're not lying. They do that in the jail. Some of the stuff that they tell you about jail is true. It's nasty. It's dirty. It's disgusting stuff on the floor. I don't want to know what it was. There's one toilet in there for all the girls, like we're gonna use it. Not. And and they did put a little lemon drop in with the water because it was a special day. It was Thanksgiving Day. I think it was for Thanksgiving or something like that. I know it was the 13th that it happened to me. So no, it wasn't the 13th, it was the 14th. So yeah, it was Thanksgiving. The 13th. No, it was the 12th. Because my accident happened on the 13th. So, whatever day that was before. Just subtract. You'll be fine. Anyway, so what happened to me after that was I got pulled out of there by one of the officers, pulled me out with a girl that couldn't speak English. And they put us in a room together. Well, that was genius. There was paper everywhere. There was things stuck to things, and I don't know what they had in there, but it was disgusting. So I moved some stuff off of a seat, because there was this couple logs going across, some shiny logs that they probably called a bench. And I laid on one side. I got in a fetal position, laid on that side. She got in a fetal position, laid on her side, and we just went to sleep. And just it felt like a few minutes, because we woke up and the officer was calling us out to go into a line and wait to leave, which was lovely. So apparently I stayed there overnight, and I wasn't there very many hours. And I got in line, went to this window, and they told me that, we're gonna see you later, because you're coming to court in a few days and everything. Here's your paperwork, here's your bag of stuff, see you later. And I got into a cab, and then I went home and found out that the car was being fixed and I needed to go get it. So I did. And when I started to drive away with the car, it had problems. I started feeling like something was wrong. So I took the car back, and they said, oh, the hub is not inside the wheel. See, when you're a person that fixes cars, I'm thinking you should fix them correctly. So, wow. Anyway, he fixed it, and I think they did something else to it, because it was still acting strange when it left, and that's a few hours later I ended up in a car accident. And then I'll tell you about the other time. So, that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I hope you enjoyed my story, because it was a bizarre story. It really did happen. I am not making any of that up. And I hope you guys be kind to people and treat them with respect. Sorry this ended up being a long one. It had to be for the story, to make it in its entirety, so that you could know what happened to me, the reason why I got in my accident in the first place. And I'll tell you about my accident after that. So, you guys have a great day. Be safe out there. It's not a bad idea to wear a helmet inside the car. If you're a passenger or in the back or anything, you'll probably save your head. So, bye guys.